Thank you for joining me today. It's Brian Gubernick, and welcome to the No Days Off podcast, where we believe that every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. A few weeks ago, probably about a few weeks ago, I was standing in this restaurant in Payson, Arizona, about a hour and a half or so northeast of my house. And I was in this smaller town, and I'm standing in this restaurant, and I'm just kind of waiting to be seated. And I came across this short story that was taped to the wall. It was this simple black text that was on this white piece of paper. And I read this story, and then I read it again, and it actually really got me thinking. It's a story that maybe some of our No Days Off Nation have heard before. I had never heard it, at least I don't remember ever hearing it, or if in fact I had heard it before, I certainly didn't process it in the way that I did just a couple weeks ago. The story was called The Parable of the Mexican Fisherman. I've seen versions of it, I think, but for whatever reason, it caught my attention this time. Because this parable wasn't, as I was reading it, it's not really about choosing an easy life. It's about, in my opinion, interrogating the reasons behind the hard life that many of us choose. So today's episode is not about a productivity tip or some sort of performance hack. It's actually about pausing for a moment. It's about questioning. It's about maybe rechecking our respective GPS and figure it out. Are we doing what we're doing for the right reasons? Here's the story. So a Harvard MBA is on vacation in a small Mexican village. He sees a fisherman returning from a short trip with a few good fish. The Harvard MBA tells the fisherman, "Hey, why don't you stay out there longer and catch more?" And the fisherman responds, "Well, I have enough. I sleep late. I fish a little bit. I play with my kids. I take siestas with my wife. I sip wine at night with my friends." The MBA laughs and he says, "Let me help you. See, if you catch more fish, you could then buy a bigger boat. And if you buy a bigger boat, you could eventually start a company. And you could start this company and build this company. You could eventually go public. And when you go public, you can make millions." The fisherman then asked, "And then what?" And the MBA replies, "Well, then you can retire. And you can move to a small village and maybe fish a little bit and sleep late and play with your kids, take naps and sip wine with your friends." And that's the end of the story. It's pretty funny. It's an interesting punchline. The point here isn't to in my opinion, dig at ambition. Actually, it's not even close because I'm pro growth. I am pro hard work and performance. I'm definitely pro grind, especially early in your career. But I think there's a key that we have to understand or we have to think around. I think you've got to know what in fact you're even building and why you're in fact building. Got to know what you're building and why. Because I think the real trap isn't necessarily working hard. I think it's working hard without ever stopping to ask if the destination actually matters to you. I think that there's some questions that I want our No Days Off Nation to maybe ask yourselves today. I'm going to give you some questions I was thinking through after reading this story, and I had another couple hours in my drive, so I had a lot of time to think. But some questions maybe to ponder. Number one, do I actually want the life that my current plan is leading me towards? Do I actually want the life that my current plan is leading me toward? Not just the money, but the lifestyle, the stress load, the trade-offs, the expectations. Do I actually want that life? Number two, am I chasing more because it serves my values or because it validates me to others? Am I chasing more because it serves my values or because it validates me to others? It's a hard look in the mirror type of question. Number three, Could I already access part of the life I think I have to earn 10 years from now? Today? Could I already access part of the life I think I have to earn? I'm using air quotes, earn 10 years from now today? Like, can I already do some of these things is really the question. Or do I have to continue to beat myself up for the next decade? For example, time with family or simpler pleasures like the Mexican fisherman had, or maybe just simply peace of mind. And then question 4 to ask yourself, is my ambition designed or just inherited? That's one I really sat on for a little bit. I mean, it's obviously I was asking myself these questions before I am proposing them to you, but I was asking that question of myself: is my ambition designed or just inherited? Uh, I think it's entirely possible to build something huge and keep your peace intact. I really do. But I think it's only if you're being honest with yourself about what you're even optimizing for. I think that I've gotten to know our No Days Off Nation, audience pretty well. And I think a lot of you are in fact like me. You're wired for movement and progress and achievement. Your comfort zone is hard work. But I think that's exactly why this story here today matters. Because the achievers and the grinders, that no days off crowd, we're the most at risk of chasing the wrong finish line and winning the wrong race. So I have a challenge for you today. I want you to do one thing. I want you to audit your ambition. Just audit your ambition. Sit down for 10 minutes, no phone, no music, and just ask yourself, what's the life I'm actually trying to build here? Does my current path lead me closer or just make me busier? I don't think you have to slow down, but I do think you have to steer a bit more intentionally. Or maybe that's just me. Because this movement without direction is just volume, it's just noise. And ambition, in my opinion, without clarity, it's just another kind of drift. Just another kind of drift. So, a lot to think around. Hopefully, this got you thinking a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, if you like that story, turn around and share it with somebody else, your team, your peers, your family. I know it's one I've really liked, and hopefully you do as well. That's all I have for you today, the No Days Off podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. So let's get after it.